Welcome to Your Food Looks Funny. I am Marcus T, and today we're talking the great barbecue tragedy of 2021.
I'm not eating that.
I'm not eating that. All right, so today's episode, before we get into the subject matter, I just want to let you know again, if you're not following us on social media, please check us out, Instagram and Twitter, YFLF Podcast. That's YFLF, as in Your Food Looks Funny. Also, check out the website, yourfoodlooksfunny.com, for a couple of recipes and the latest shows and such that we have on there. Also, call in if you want to comment on the show. Today, I actually have a voicemail from somebody dealing with the subject matter, which I'll get into in a second, and also a comment or a text message that I got from someone else. It's going to get a little deep. We're going to get into it real quick here.
Here we go.
So today's subject matter is dealing with a list that recently just came out. And if you're on the Your Food Looks Funny, our group on Facebook, you would have been a part of this discussion. But there was a list released by a website called Chef's Pencil. And they decided to take some data and from TripAdvisor, they said, and they were going to make a list based off of the best barbecue cities in America. Now, before I get into some of the details of this list, let me first state that Chef's Pencil is based out of Sydney, Australia. So they're reporting on a foreign concept here, which is American barbecue cities. Whether they've traveled over here or not, this is not their home place of business. And with that said, let's drop into some numbers here. If you want to hear some more about barbecue and the details of it and other things I think about it, you can go back to episode 8. I did a full episode on barbecue and, different opinions that I have on that. This here is strictly targeted at this Chef's Pencil list. So with the top cities, it says best cities for barbecue in America. Okay. The initial list that I saw was the top 20. So since then, I have found it goes down to 62, the top 62. But for my initial seeing was the top 20. So in the top 20, let me start you off with some cities that you would expect to be in there. Austin, Texas. Yep. Charlotte, North Carolina. Okay. After that, that's about it. That's about how good they got it in this list of the top 20. But the only catch with that is Charlotte was at 3, which is okay. I would expect a North Carolina city to be in the top 5. But Austin, Texas is at 18. 18 people.
Come on.
Let's dig a little deeper into that. Of the Texas cities that are on this list in the top 62. So again, when I put in the group, it was only the top 20. In the top 62 cities, you would expect to see a lot of Texas on this list. They're known for barbecue. Brisket is their thing, right? Austin is the only one in the top 20. The other 6 cities that appear from Texas are all outside of the top 30. And as I'm reading this, I just found another city on here in the top 20. El Paso, Texas is at number 12. That also shows you what's wrong here, because my eyes being trained to look for Austin, Texas, when I think of barbecue, automatically made me skip past El Paso, which is at number 12. Who's writing this list? Huh? Who at Chef's Pencil wrote this list? And if you want to come find me, please let me know who this person was. What data was crunched and what trash can did you get it out of? Because I can't even get my thoughts together fully to describe the disgust that I have for this list. It's National Barbecue Month. Okay. May in the United States is National Barbecue Month. And for me to discover this list in the month of May is a tragedy. It's a tragedy. Okay. I'm from the state of Ohio.
Public service announcement.
Columbus, Ohio is number 6 on this list. I don't know nothing about no barbecue from Columbus, Ohio. That was not a summer destination for barbecue growing up. It was not a big deal to go to Columbus for barbecue. I don't know how many times I can state that till you get the fact that Columbus is at number 6 and Austin, Texas is at 18. Yes, this is an issue. This is a major issue. It may not be of national security type issue, but it's of our. I don't even know what to say about it. It's messing with my mind. It's a tragedy. It is international food terrorism. That's what it is. They're doing something. There was some plan. I don't know what we got. I don't know what Australia got against us. I thought we were pretty friendly. But this list is hostile. That's exactly what it is. And with that said, I'm going to transition right into a comment that I got from one of the listeners. It's from one of our listeners, Tammy. She's very dedicated to the show, listens to every episode. Thank you so much, Tammy, for checking it out. She wrote to the show and said, if hot mess on a platter were a photo, it would be this list. I would venture to say that whoever created this tomfoolery has never had barbecue. I live in Columbus, Ohio, and there is no way this city should be on the list, but no Memphis? End of quote. You heard that right, people. In the top 20, Memphis, Tennessee did not crack the list. As I examined further in the top 62, Memphis is on the list. Unfortunately, it is down in the pits of despair at number 47. 47? Memphis, Tennessee? Again, these are cities that have barbecue staples and sauces and things sold around the country with their name on it. I've never seen Columbus on a product sold by Heinz, Kraft, any of these things. How do they crack the top 10? And Memphis and also Kansas City, who just won the Super Bowl a couple years ago, kick them when they're down, why don't you? They just lost last year in the big game, and now they lose on a list that they just perennially win every year. Kansas City barbecue, 39? 39, people.
Come on.
Kansas City is on the edge of the 40, on the edge, not of glory, of the 40. They're on the edge of being outside the top 40, that close. But Columbus is at 6. Austin is at 18. 6 Texas cities are outside the top 30. There are only 2 inside the top 20, and El Paso is higher than Austin. If you're just now cleaning out your ears, there's something wrong with this, okay? There's something wrong with this. If you're not dedicated to barbecue and this list doesn't offend you, that's okay. That's okay. But really, it's not okay to those of us who care, okay? If you're telling people where to go, and I hope this particular website, I haven't done a whole lot of research into it because I don't feel like they're a credible source at this point. But I haven't done a lot of research into this website, and I hope they're not advising people on where to go from their country to visit in the United States and say, hey, this is some good barbecue. I'm pretty sure I haven't mentioned this yet, and I'm sorry because I'm almost 10 minutes into the show already, but the number 1 city on this list, can you guess what it is? I'm not sure if you can guess. You probably Googled it by now, but the number 1 city is New Orleans, Louisiana. Good food they have. Good food they have, but barbecue, I don't think that's what they're known for. Can somebody down there barbecue? I'm sure, but are they going to be above cities like Charlotte, Austin, Memphis, Kansas City? No way. And this list is, again, if they used TripAdvisor stats for the average rating and some things, maybe the oversaturated amount of restaurants that could be in a Kansas City or a Memphis or an Austin, maybe they drag down the better ratings of the city. Maybe. I'm just trying to be devil's advocate here. Maybe these cities that are really well known for barbecue have a bunch, and some of the lesser quality ones are dragging the rating down of the higher quality ones. Maybe, just maybe, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, 0.5% worth, but 99.5%, based off of what I know about these cities and what comes out of them and what they slap their name on, I would venture to say that this list is totally and terribly misinformed. Okay. Australia, one of the places I would love to go. Okay, I just finished watching a series on barbecue, and there was a great chef from there who had his own style of barbecue. A lot of different countries do, but America is one of those countries where we celebrate barbecue. It's not just like a restaurant thing, or it's not an everyday normal thing that, we just have it. We celebrate when we barbecue. Okay, we put a lot of pride into our barbecue, and these particular cities, that I feel were shafted with their position on this list, they are some of the biggest boasters of that pride, that self-worth of knowing this is my thing. This is what we do. This is what we live and breathe and die for, this barbecue. And the fact that this list seems to take some statistical numbers that don't quite reflect what the city has to offer seems very disappointing to me. And all jokes aside, I mean, it disappoints me to see some of the cities in the positions that they are and see some of the other cities that should be higher, like the Austins, the Memphis, the Kansas Cities, being disrespected. When you're known for something, and U.S. is well known for, we want to be, credited for what we're good at. Okay, we want that. We're big on that made in USA. If it's made in China, it's made in Vietnam, whatever, it's just there to be there. But if it's made in USA, we make a big deal out of it. It's a selling point over here. And barbecue is one of those things, like, we put the stamp on it of it's made in the USA. Okay. And then you drill down on it. It's made in Kansas City. That's Memphis barbecue. That's Carolina style. That's South Carolina. Hold on one second. Let me scroll through here. Just bear with me for a second. I don't think there is a single South Carolina city on this list. Not one. Not one. One more quick scroll just to make sure that I'm not crazy here. Yep. There is no South Carolina cities on here. No Charleston, no Columbia, no nothing. No nothing. So you telling me that mustard barbecue, that beautiful golden greatness from down there, ain't on this list? Wow. That's disrespectful. That's extra disrespectful. Meanwhile, Baltimore, Maryland cracks the top 20 and Washington, D.C. cracks the top 30. I live in this area and there's some barbecue places here. Yep. But I don't think they're beating out of Kansas City or Memphis, Austin. Like, come on. And this episode is more of a rant, so bear with me. But if you get a chance, if you haven't had a chance to look at this list, simply Google it, Chef's Pencil, barbecue list. It'll pop up everywhere. One of the things that I saw when I Googled it, other than the actual list itself, was a document it was an article dedicated to kind of what I'm doing at the same point right now, which is ranting about how this list is ridiculous. And underneath it had a quote. It said, "This list must be a joke." And that's pretty much all I have to say about that list. I gave you most of the stats and the hot numbers of disrespect on the list. And I don't know how many times I've said disrespect in this episode, but it feels warranted. Other than that, I just have one voicemail to play from another listener, Mike. Thank you for tuning in, Mike. I really appreciate it. I know you listen often. Everybody else who wants to call in, I'll give the number after his voicemail, but make sure you check this out. Listen to his contemplation of this list.
Man, this is Michael from Intimate Aromas. Gotta say, I love the show. I follow you. I love the content that you bring. Also, that barbecue post. Man, them fools over there is ridiculous. They have no clue about barbecue whatsoever. Whoever they contacted for that list, come on, man. That's all I got to say. Love the show, brother. Keep doing what you do.
All right. Appreciate you for calling the show. I hear the disgust in your voice and the utter confusion from seeing the list. Like I said, everybody else, if you get a chance to look at the list, look at it. Don't look at it too close because it might burn your brain out. Like I said, it's National Barbecue Month. Go get you some good barbecue from one of these places. If you're near one of them, go patronize them. Okay. Celebrate. Kansas City, Memphis, Charleston. I see you. Okay. Austin. And you should be higher. I appreciate you. I really want to go on a barbecue tour to hit all these cities just to make sure you know that you are loved the way you should be. Because Chef's Pencil is tripping. All right. With that said, I'm done with my rant here. Check out the social media again, YFLF Podcast at Instagram and Twitter. Check out the website, yourfoodlooksfunny.com. Call into the show, 419-77-PICKY or 419-777-4259 to get a comment on the show. You can also text it. Thank you guys for listening. I appreciate you. See you next week.